She's passionate about telling stories of amazing women who are rocking the world and empowering women to live, love, and thrive. Here's your host, Katherine Gray.
Hi, welcome to Live, Love, Thrive Women's Empowerment Hour, brought to you, of course, by 360 Karma. And we hope that you are following us on Facebook and then also on, of course, Twitter and Instagram at My360 Karma. You know, one thing I love about this job, every week I get to interview the most amazing women, and today is no different. You know, she is an inspiration in that not only did she raise 5 kids, but she also is living the dream. So happy to have actress, singer, producer. Please give a warm welcome to Joan Ryan.
Hi, thank you.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. And I said singer, actress, producer, and yet also voiceover artist and many other things. I mean, but you are living the dream, and we're going to talk about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know you're, after doing TV and film and musicals and all of this, that your big dream was to end up in doing a show in New York. And you just did a one-woman show in New York.
That's right. I have a one-woman show coming up in New York, but we just did
it's
Carnegie
coming up
Hall.
in New York.
That my own show is coming up in May, but we just did
Carnegie
Hall,
which is like that is the dream, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Was that like incredible. A total pinnacle?
Absolutely, 100%. It was the highlight, one of the major highlights of my entire career. It was as thrilling as you could imagine singing at Carnegie Hall.
You know, a lot of people are out there, they're wanting to be in the industry, or they look up to you, you know, having been on film and television, musicals, all of these things that you love, and successfully raising 5 kids.
3. I wanted 5, but I only had 3.
Oh, 3. But didn't you marry and have more?
I had one. My husband had one.
And then you had one.
Together.
3. And I was saying
5 sounds pretty good, though.
Maybe I'm seeing into your future.
I gotta go now.
All right. Well, 3. I'm still impressed. And also, too, what was I going to say? So your road to getting here.
Yes.
So you were telling me your dad actually retired at 40 and started being a producer.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people start at 40? And so that I could see how that would inspire you to always be like, there's no age limit on what you want to do. And so that's why you're just rocking it right now. You know, like there is, at any age, we can be living the dream and making everything come true that we have always wanted to. But yet, you've actually been working and doing all this the entire time. Like,
that's right. I just did it. I just didn't do it in New York, but I did it all over the West Coast. I did work in New York, but not for extended periods of time. Right.
And now, not only do you have a show coming up in New York, but you also have one coming up in Vegas.
That's right. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, it's called Brava Broadway. Yeah. And it's the world premiere in Las Vegas on February 20th.
Exciting. And where's that going to be at?
It's going to be at a theater called the Starbright.
Oh, my gosh.
At first, and then it will tour. The producer, director, choreography, their company is called Chapquist, and they do incredible shows, so I'm so excited to be on the roster.
Oh, so you're going to take that on the road?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
Fun.
So excited.
And then, and will one of those places be New York? It will be that same show.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we'll take, we're hoping to take it everywhere.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We'll see. But
it's
a great show because I get to celebrate all the great ladies of the musical theater. So
wow.
It's not just me, it's everybody else's music and their songs.
Oh, wow. Like who are some of them?
Oh, it's everybody from Ethel Merman to Bernadette Peters to
I love
Patti
that.
LuPone to, it's just all the great songs
I want to
of the
see that
musical
show.
theater. Yeah,
I'd love that. I want to see that when it's in North Dakota. No, I'm just kidding. So, nothing wrong with North Dakota. So, how did you get on this path? So, from a young age, you always wanted to sing and act? And,
from the time I was little, from the time I was 4 years old, I was singing and dancing for anyone who would listen.
Yeah.
And my
you
brother
weren't born
played the piano.
here.
No, I was born
were
in Philly.
In Philly and grew up in Miami, right?
Yeah. And then when we moved here when I was 13. So I've been a California girl, but my sensibility is definitely the East Coast.
Right. Me too.
Yeah.
And so when you moved here, though, did that kind of spark your interest in Hollywood and acting and singing, or just
it just was always there.
Just always in you,
was always in my bones.
But you came to the right place, LA, But originally, you were telling me at 13 that you moved to Orange County.
Yeah, that was rough.
And you were like the only Jewish people in the neighborhood.
The only Jewish family anywhere close to anywhere in Orange County.
Wow. I mean,
it was culture shock for us. Coming from Miami Beach, where,
because they were all in Hollywood, I guess. But,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you were in Orange County, and you got pulled out into this area that you were the only one, and so that was challenging, obviously.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered if there wasn't. So there was a lot of anti-Semitism.
Wow.
So my brother and I were sort of left to fend.
Yeah.
But we made friends, and it was fine. And now there's a thriving Jewish community there.
Isn't that wonderful?
Thriving, and now we're,
Didn't your family help build the first temple there, right? Yeah. How beautiful.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Yeah. So maybe that helped change it.
My father said, if you build it, they will come. Right? And
Oh my gosh. And so, my growing up, really spending a lot of time in Miami, New York, and LA, I hadn't ever witnessed really any anti-Semitism toward my Jewish friends. And I am just so surprised at what's going on right now.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
For everybody, not just for Jews, but for everyone.
For everyone. And it's so hard for me to believe that when you moved here, not all that long ago, this is in our lifetime,
that's right,
that there was anti-Semitism there. So I'm very surprised, but I am glad to see that Orange County just went blue, so there is hope.
My mom tells a story that when we moved, the first thing she wanted to do was put me in an acting class. And so she signed me up for an acting class. I was the first person on the list.
Yeah.
And a couple days later, my mom got a phone call that the class was full. And my mom said, how can it be full? I just signed her up. There were no other names on the list. And then they said, well, you're Jewish. We really can't. In that day and age, you would think that it was done, but obviously
God,
it's
I'm
not
horrified.
just.
Wow. Yeah. That is just crazy, isn't it? I don't understand people. I just love all people.
Where it is now is worse than ever. So
it is. It's a sad thing. But maybe just us always reaching higher and loving all people and going out and doing what we love. And like you were saying, I love this, that your Carnegie Hall show, you decided to make it for something for the greater good. And how that really always, it always just is such a wonderful feeling to not only do what you love, but to make it count.
That's right.
And so you made it a fundraiser for Shane's Inspiration, which our friends Catherine Curry and Scott, they started that 20 years ago to create these playgrounds for handicapped children. And I thought that was such a beautiful gesture, and so it's no wonder that was one of the big highlights of your life.
On so many levels.
Yes.
I was telling you before that Carnegie Hall started. I was going to New York, and I was going to have a little show somewhere.
Yeah.
Just do a show, have my Broadway friends in it, put myself on the map there a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I said, I think I'll do it for Shane's Inspiration, and the whole thing morphed to such a big project.
Right.
And hopefully we are almost there, that we have enough money from that evening to build a playground for kids with disabilities and kids of all abilities to play together
in New York. In New York, because they have like 60 or more around the world.
Yes,
right?
But not nothing like this in New York.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it was all was an amazing. Every aspect of it worked out.
I find more and more of my friends that are producers, writers, and stuff. More and more people are talking about doing projects for the greater good. And I love that. I know we are doing She Angels, which is to fund and mentor female entrepreneurs.
Amazing.
And that's, so like you, I want to be using whatever it is, whatever time I have left here, I want to be using it to help promote women.
That's right. And that's incredible.
And living their dream. So that's why it's so perfect to have you on today, living
you.
your dream. And then while you were raising your kids, you were telling me you were a prolific voiceover artist.
Right.
And how wonderful that you could do that, because it was your way of staying in the business. And you've done voiceovers for so many television programs, right?
Well, what it is, it's I had a looping company called Sounds Great.
Oh.
And it was with a partner, Toby Stern, and it was incredible because we did all the background voices on movies and television. We still do.
Gosh. Oh,
but
wow.
It was great because I got to raise my kids.
Yes.
And if I would do a
Three
TV
of them.
show, If I would do a TV show or a concert, whatever, I could go away, but I never wanted to go away for more than a month.
Right.
One show I did was maybe 3 months, but I could come home every weekend.
Yeah.
So it was the perfect, because kind of that's what I think. I think, and I tell my women friends, you can do it all, just can't always do it all at the same time.
Right.
And for me, I always knew that there would come a time that I would get to do what I loved, so I kept doing it during that time, but I couldn't do it to the extent that I can do it now.
So you started off doing the acting and music and then went into the voiceovers while you raised the kids, then came back in full force. I mean, we're just touching the tip of the iceberg about you just did Carnegie Hall. You're going to be doing Las Vegas, back to New York, and on a tour because you're also coming out in a new TV show, the Sweet Life. And let's also say that you also had been on television shows like Young and the Restless and Saved by the Bell and all these different ones. And do you normally play like a comedic role?
Absolutely.
I got that gist.
Saved by the Bell, I played the kooky music and arts teacher who was Haley Mill's best friend. But on The Young and the Restless, oh my gosh, it was so funny.
A therapist,
I played their therapist, and they need a lot of therapy on that on that show. But I knew that my last storyline was the woman that I was counseling was catatonic.
Yeah,
and I knew when she started getting her thoughts and her words back, my days were numbered because she did. So that was it. They didn't need me anymore.
Funny.
But that was a nice 2-year therapy gig. So that was serious.
Yeah.
But I sort of do it all. But comedy is my favorite.
That's your favorite, I can tell. And so you're coming out on a TV show called The Sweet Life, and we'll soon be finding out where that will be coming out.
Yes, I'm not allowed to say.
Not allowed to say.
The details, but it's very exciting.
And a movie that you recently did was with Steve Carell, who I love. Right? Or I don't know when that was. But
that was a while ago, but that was a variety show because I did a lot of variety shows.
Oh, variety show. Okay.
So, and those were great because I got to do them with so many wonderful people like Steve Carell and Eric
A One Night
McCormack
Stand was called. Yeah.
And Jason Alexander. So it was fun to get to watch everybody work and see how they do it.
But you've worked with all of these really amazing people, right?
And that I could all do, from my, and you never know where it's going to come either because those came because my kids were at the same school.
Right.
So they were all at the same school, and then we would do these massive shows.
Yes.
And I got to work with all these great people that, one thing leads to another,
yes.
right?
Yeah, always.
If you,
I know that happens with the show. I meet one amazing woman and she knows 5 others and there we go.
That's right.
Yeah.
One amazing woman.
Thank you. Thank you. So you also have done many musicals,
which are really my favorite thing.
That's your favorite?
All to do.
Yeah.
Anything I ever do,
really?
That's my love.
Oh my gosh! And
that's
I know
why
you've been
I'm in New York.
Little House of
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors, right? And Footloose and a lot of them. And then one that you said really put you on the map here was in L.A. anyway. It was called Ruthless.
You have a good memory.
Yeah. Pretty good. I still have you with 5 kids, but that's okay.
Well, just don't put that visualizing into the universe. Reason
So tell me about this musical, Ruthless. Like,
that was a wonderful show. That was my oldest was really young.
Yeah.
And so at the time it was actually a really exciting time because I had Ruthless at night and I was on Young and the Restless during the day.
Oh my gosh.
And
you were
I was
busy.
running 5 voiceover series.
Wow.
So I just dragged my daughter Callie with me everywhere.
I always knew you were lazy. She's running the show and being in this and doing that.
Well, it was such an exciting, you get to do everything. And then I just figured out, the only thing that it did is my daughter Callie just never went to sleep until 2 a.m. because I would have her with me during the day. And then when I would get home from the show at night, I'd go wake her up.
Yeah.
I'd go wake her up to be with her. So, not sure that led to good sleep habits, but it certainly was good for, us.
What do you attribute to the fact that you've always done what you love and that you feel unstoppable later in life now? What do you attribute that to?
I have to say that for sure my family.
Yeah.
I've always had the love of the family that I was born into. I've got incredible sisters and brothers. And my parents were amazing. And they always supported me to do what I loved.
Yeah.
But now I am so blessed to have the most amazing husband. I've been married for 22 years.
Yeah. And this is
on Saturday.
Your second husband?
Yeah.
Second, okay.
And it's been an incredible ride because, as I mentioned, we both came to the marriage with young daughters, and then we had our own. But
and at one time, you were a single mom at one time, right?
Well, I had my daughter as a single parent.
Wow.
My daughter, because I knew that's what I wanted, really more than anything in my entire life. I wanted to be a mom, and I had just come out of a marriage.
Yeah.
And had my daughter, and I met my husband, and there was no difference. My husband raised my daughter.
Right. But being a single mom, do you think that made you stronger and more determined? Like, you know, every challenge we have, don't you think something good comes out of it that makes us more resilient?
My dad always used to say, from bad comes good. And
yes. I like that he said that.
But I knew that what I needed for everybody needs something different. And for me, I needed a solid family. I needed to be in relationship with an amazing guy.
I think everybody needs that, a solid foundation.
I do too.
You know, finding that right partner, I'm fortunate enough to have as well, that's cheering you on and you're cheering them on.
That's right.
And I think everybody needs that in their court.
That's right.
You know, that person to bounce things off, good or bad, you know, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sweet that, my family knows that they came first and they come first. So they know what I turned down to not leave them.
Right. So you do all these amazing things, but you turn down things to
turn down Broadway shows.
Them first.
I didn't want to leave them. And it wasn't, not from a victim place, not from I didn't want, I was so happy being with my family. Yeah. So when it came time to go to New York, the funny thing is, just coincidentally, both of my middle daughter and my younger daughter said that they wanted to move home. One wanted to save money, the other one wanted to work in LA. So they looked at me and said, "Oh, you're still going." Because they knew. And then when I went to New York, it was the sweetest thing. They sent me with notes, hidden notes, and to my husband in my suitcase, the same way that I put notes in their lunchboxes.
Oh, that's precious.
And
that's
about
sweet.
what it means to be a woman. And for me, that they are inspired to know as a woman you can do whatever you want.
Yes.
And for me, that means everything.
Yeah, it does. What's your next dream now? Like beyond doing the tour, like, is there anything left undone?
100%. I want a Broadway show.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And I'd like to do another TV show, but right now my goal is really to get a show.
Right.
And I'd like to have a show that I'd love to be working here again in LA. I'd like another show here in LA.
You know, I saw that you were voted best cabaret singer. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that is one thing I miss about New York. And it's the first thing I do when I go back to New York. I'm at Don't Tell Mamas. Of course you are. And which one starts with a D? The other one in the Duplex. Mm-hmm. I mean, last time we were there for like 3 hours, and it seemed like 5 minutes. I just love that. Yeah. I miss that in LA. I wish they had more of that. Right. I think you should. You should open a cabaret.
You know, they tried to do Don't Tell Mamas here, and it didn't really work.
But I think it was the layout.
Yeah, I do too.
It needs to be like intimate.
Yes.
But I wish you would open a cabaret here.
You know who has amazing? The Federal has Sterling's and Vitello's. They both are great.
Vitello's
rooms.
is a great place.
You were there.
Yes, I saw your show there. Yeah. It is a great space.
It's just not the same.
You know what? I wish there was one like people listening might not know about LA, but there's the Valley, which is where those are.
Yes.
And then they call it the city, even though there's no city here. Yeah. But like in West Hollywood, I feel like it would be great.
It would be great, but I think they've tried it. And
you know, and it's so funny in New York. I mean, we could go on a Monday night, a Tuesday night. It didn't matter what night
or how late.
The place is jamming and so much fun, and all the people from Broadway come and sing. And I do miss that from New York, and I wish they had that here in LA. So
I have to say that's one of the things I love so much, because I can go sing somewhere and then go see somebody's show and then come back and sing again, and then we go out for dinner, and it's a very it's really,
I guess it's a New York experience. It is unique to New York. And LA has its own charm in a different way. But so you'd like to do something on Broadway. Would this be something that you would write?
No, I want to be in a book show. Oh, that's my goal. I signed with an amazing manager when I was back after Carnegie Hall, and that's kind of our, we'll do Brava Broadway, and I'll tour with that. But I'd like to do a sit-down show in New York. Right. Not necessarily my own, but that's kind of what's next.
Right. So does that mean you're going to be auditioning for that? Mm-hmm. Oh, how exciting!
So we'll see. Who knows how it happens?
Yes.
But, yes. The scary thing is many years ago, actually, the couple weeks before Saved by the Bell. Now, this may sound hooey-looey to your listeners, but a couple weeks before Saved by the Bell, I was on a TV. They did an article in the LA Times. Yeah. And they said, okay, what's next for you? And I didn't know. I knew what I wanted.
Yes.
And I said, I'd like to do a television series. And then a week later, I auditioned for Saved by the Bell. Now, here's an interesting story.
Oh, my gosh.
I had auditioned for Les Mis when it came to LA. I wanted the part of Fantine so badly. I auditioned 4 times. Yeah. I got 4
so
callbacks.
Getting close, yeah.
I was so devastated that I didn't get it.
Right.
And I remember crying when my agent called to say I didn't get it. And then when I auditioned for Saved by the Bell, the day I signed my contracts for Saved by the Bell, they called from Les Mis and they said, you know what? We changed our mind. We'd like to hire her.
Oh, my gosh.
And it was the day I signed.
Wow.
So you have to be careful what you say.
Yes.
Be careful what you put out.
But also, too, don't you think that sometimes the universe knows better? So
that's right.
You would
all the time.
Had you signed for the Les Mis, you would have missed out on that TV series. So
that's right. You never know what's happening.
You never know. I know I've had that happen many times in life where a door shut and I'm like, I don't understand that. And then some other door opens that's so much more fantastic that you realize, oh, that's why that happened.
That's right.
Now, because of that, I always trust the universe. Like when something doesn't happen, I'm like, oh, something bigger and better is around the corner. I'll hold out for that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I think
but I'm a big believer in what you're saying is that putting that intention out there, what we say and what we think really does manifest. And so be careful what you say and think.
That's right.
Negative or positive.
That's right. I think so. I think when we have and it's also, when we kind of have a sense of where we're going and we take the action, I don't think you can have a sense and then just sit there. If you have a sense
you have to take
and you
the
say,
action.
okay, this is what I have to do.
Right.
Then, kind of, what do they say about
you don't have to know. You don't have to know
opportunity?
how.
Right.
Right?
You have to know
you
how.
have to know what you want to do. You have to set that intention, but you don't know have to know how it's going to happen.
That's right.
Right. So, like, for instance, with your Broadway show, you've got the agent, you're putting the resume out there, and then it's left to what's meant to be, right?
That's right.
Because you're taking the actions.
And you get to have so much fun just living in New York and going back and forth.
And have fun thinking about
That's
it,
right?
right? I think visualizing it, thinking it is really also, because we have to know what it is that we want. You have to have that vision, or how do you manifest it, right?
And then get the support around you.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody needs to do it by themselves.
Right.
Right? I think that's
no,
when you get your team, you get your support.
Community takes a village. That's what we're doing with She Angels. I believe that these women that get funding and get mentorship, they soar.
That's right.
Those that are left to their own, they don't.
That's
because
right.
they need a village.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's why, I'm trying to always perpetuate, especially women helping women.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Because, that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Right?
Right. So I think by being on today, I'm sure you're inspiring other women that want to be doing what you're doing to, take that leap. It's never, it's always, there's no time. We place that, it's a human thing that we place time on things,
That's
right?
right. We place times. And I also think that for me personally, a lot of my joy comes from putting myself in a position that's scary.
Yes.
And then going for it.
Yeah,
because it's not even, right? It's not even about whether you get it.
Yes.
It really isn't about
it's about
whether
if you go for it.
It's about if you go for it. And then that's when I feel the most alive, when I'm really figuring it out and going for it. And it's funny, every time I go to New York, for the first 2 or 3 days, I will call my husband and I say, what am I doing here? I could be home with you in the house. And then after that, when you start taking the actions, that's when it all kind of...
I love it. Well, you inspire me.
Well, vice versa.
And, I'm so excited for your show in Vegas, which is the 20th, right?
February
and what's
20th.
The theater?
Starbright Theater.
Starbright Theater.
It's bravabroadway.com. Bravabroadway.com if you want to go look
I know
tickets.
You're also going to be performing at Birdland in
May
New York.
16th. I can't wait.
May
so
16th.
Excited about that.
May 16th.
That's the show you saw.
Yes. And your one-woman show is going to be...
Well, that's the May 16th.
Oh, that's the May 16th.
Yeah,
okay,
May
perfect.
16th.
And then you're going to be touring. So they can find you at your website, which is joanryan.com, right? So
Or Instagram is good too.
Instagram is great. Don't you love it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, please check out Joan Ryan, actress, singer, producer. She's amazing, as you can see. We love her. And we'll see you at her shows. And please tune in next week, same time, same place. Make it a great week. Hugs and happiness.
Bye-bye.